Okay, I've thought about it. I think the murderer is either Dorian or Charlotta, and I think Charlotta's the murderer because she was really, really quick to accuse me just after everything started. I don't think it's Esme or Violette just because they just seem unconnected. They seem far too unconnected, seeing as they're kind of random outsiders. I think that the murderer is somebody who knew the victim well. That was it! It could only be Charlotta! So I'm accusing Charlotta. Miss Charlotta, I was wondering, did you lose a hairpin? I have one in my hair. But, yes, I seem to be missing the second one. I always wear these in pairs. I wonder where the other one went. Why do you ask? I found the bead from your pin on the floor. Oh, too bad it broke off. Oh, it was just a cheap little thing anyway. Thank you for finding it. Yeah, that's the reason why she accused me. She wants all the money for herself. You're welcome, but I'm afraid you'll hardly be thanking me when I tell you where I found it. Oh? I found the bead from your hairpin on the floor in Helena's room, right next to her body. What? But we were just in there. I didn't see it. Well, I have to admit, when I left the dining room earlier, I did spend a few minutes in Helena's room, looking for clues on my own. I found it then. Looking for clues, Lady Strawberry, or planting evidence? You might need some witch hazel for that burn, Lady Strawberry. I'll go get some. Very funny. Please come back and hear me out. I wasn't tampering with anything. I just wanted to do some investigating on my own. And, well, it paid off. I found the bead to your hairpin, miss. Can you account for its presence near the body? Yes, perhaps it broke off from your hair in a violent struggle. A struggle with Helena, perhaps? Or perhaps she even grabbed it from your head as she was fighting for her life. How dare you! I did nothing of the sort. May I remind you that I work in this house? I dust that room every day. It could have dropped off at any time and I wouldn't have noticed. It could even have been lying there for days. And yet, when I asked you if it was missing, you told me you always wear these pins in pairs. So logically, when you put in your hairpins this morning, you put them both in, which indicates you lost this one sometime today. That possibly places you in the room at the time of the murder. You have no proof I was there! My dear Miss Charlotta, I'm afraid this pin seems to suggest otherwise. Oh wow, yes, the pin is the greatest piece of evidence. It's time for you to choose who you think the murderer is. Oh wow! Oh, okay, well, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Where's the load button? Let's see, save. Okay, I click save, now I go load. I want to see what these other things were. Like I said, my two main suspects were Dorian and Charlotta, so let's see what happens if we accuse Dorian. Sir Grayson, may I ask you a question quickly? Why, of course, my lady. What is it? This purple bead, does it belong to you? Purple bead? That hideous thing? How could you think someone of my wealth and place in society would even look at such a silly little bauble? Well, you've fallen from your place in society and you have no more wealth, so... So you take it to mean that I've been buying tawdry treasures? No, I'm afraid you have me all wrong. No, I'm afraid you have me all wrong. Anyway, okay. So it's not Dorian. Oh, okay. So I was completely wrong about this. Okay. So the challenge was figure out who actually owns the bead, and it looks like it was going to be, no matter who you ask, it ends up being Charlotta, right? Okay, so it's not Violet. So what about Madame Esme? Does anything different happen when you ask her? Esme, come here. Why the secrecy? I mean, I love it, of course. What's the need? I wanted to ask. You see, I found this bead and you wear jewelry. Is it yours? No, it's nothing I have. I've never seen it before. Okay, so, yeah, okay. So definitely, it's definitely, Charlotta's thing. That was me fast-forwarding, by the way. There's a fast-forward button. Let's see. I think the help button, shows what the fast-forward button is. There we go. There we go. So this is helpful if you're playing the game not on the computer. I'm playing it on the computer. In any case, I am like totally... Wait, voice acting is... Self-voicing enabled. So what's that? Do characters read the things out loud?
Lady Diana Strawberry, my dear Miss Charlotta, I'm afraid that the pin seems to suggest otherwise.
Oh, I am loving this.
It's time for you to choose who you think the murderer is. Self-voicing disabled.
Clearly, I should have been doing this the whole time rather than than doing the voices myself. Okay, so who do I think the killer is? It's either Charlotta. It's Charlotta. Okay, I'm accusing you. Chapter 5, The Audible Alibi. It must have been very late when we all went our separate ways. If it hadn't been for the great storm outside, I believe some of our group gathered in that big old house would have left and never come back. We were trapped with no way out, so we went to different corners of the house to think, and hopefully not become the next victim. I found myself pacing back and forth in the large hallway, watching for the rain to stop through the large windows that surrounded me. I thought maybe if the rain stopped, perhaps I could slip out and make it to the village in order to bring back a police officer. As I was lost in my own silent thoughts, I was startled by the sound of someone clearing their throat. Ahem. Oh, Lord Violet. You startled me. You startled me. Forgive me, Lady Strawberry. I see you too sought refuge away from the rest of the group. Yes, I think we all went our separate ways for the moment. Although it's really kind of hard to really escape each other, being that we're stranded here. Yes, I was just thinking that. Yes, Lord Violet? Lady Diana, I have pretty much been on your side since you let me into the house this evening. There's something about you that I just want to believe in and trust. Yet you have your hesitations, because my cousin lies murdered in the upstairs bedroom and you can't rule me out? Exactly. But in my heart I want to believe that you are all you say you are. Even so, I have to ask you something, so I sought you out to ask it of you alone. Oh. Well then, please ask your question. Well, as you already know, I've been, hanging around the chateau for a few days now, looking for my family treasure. When I was on the grounds yesterday, I happened to see you outside digging. Oh, you saw that, did you? Yes. I can't help but wonder, what were you doing? Do you think I was digging a grave? Just getting ready to put my cousin in the ground? Lady Diana, really, this is no time for flippancy. No, of course you're right. I'm starting to think I'll lose my mind after all this. It just feels like madness. But no, you're right, I cannot laugh. It is all so terrible. I was outside digging. I didn't see you, but clearly you spotted me. In my defense, I wasn't trying to hide. Since coming back to this house, I've searched for happiness I knew here as a child, but it's all gone. It's almost as if it isn't the same place anymore. I feel as if I've lost something. So I was trying to find the last link to the past that I could remember, the time capsule Helena and I buried as children. I thought if I could find it again, we'd be reunited with memories that went with it. I think that I understand you, Lady Diana. I too came to this house searching for something very dear to me, a link to my own family and past. I found mine, and I hope that if we ever make it through this dark night alive, I can help you find your own link to the past. Thank you, Lord Violet. You're very kind. Well, thank you. Anyway, that was all I wanted to ask you. Do you think we should... there you are, Lord Violet. I've been searching this entire house for you. I didn't really go that far. I was hoping to speak to you privately, but... Oh, I can go if you'd like. It's up to you. I have nothing to hide, not after tonight. I believe that every secret I've ever kept has been exposed. The feeling is mutual, believe me. Look here, Violet. I know a little more about your story that you haven't mentioned yet. Oh? What did I leave out? I was hoping that you'd admit it for yourself so I wouldn't have to, but here we are. Helena was not ignorant of you when you moved into the neighborhood. She of course knew you were a relative of the man her family employed years ago. She informed me that her great-uncle was fired because of the Lord Montague at the time. Helena's grandfather learned your relative had been having an affair with his wife, Lady Montague. Not only did it harm your great-uncle's reputation, but it marred the family name. So no longer could they rise through the ranks of society. Since then, it appears that you, Lord Violet, have done everything in your power to ensure that you not only restore your family's name, but also your family treasure. You've worked hard to make your money, I believe. You've somehow given yourself a title, although I know not how. You spent your life trying to restore some dignity to your family. Tonight you even managed to regain the family treasure. All that was left for you to enact your revenge on the last living Montague? I would never hurt Helena. However, I do admit most of what you say is true. I've indeed tried to place some honor back into the name of Violette. I've earned my fortune instead of having it passed down to me. I think some people despise new money, but mine was earned honestly, and I think there's merit in that. So you're saying that even though you admit to everything I say, nothing could lead you to murder Helena? That seems hard to believe.